Hey, it's Dr. Karen Can, and I have another video for you, LifeWave tips. And in this micro training, it's not going to be about patch protocols, but answering a question that has come up over and over again. I thought it'd be really helpful for some of you who are LifeWave customers or distributors to answer this particular question. So I'll just give you an example of the type of questions that people have been sharing with me. This one was from a person that said, hey, I was looking on the internet today. I came across an XYZ patch. They are claiming instant relief using these patches, using nanocapacitor technology, no side effects, no medication of any type. This sounds very familiar and sounds like the results achieved by LifeWave. They claim that you can use just one patch for years. Are you aware of this outfit? I'm looking into it a little more. There are other companies making similar products showing on Amazon. It looks like technology is the driving force today. Any input on this? Just curious. So this is just an example of some of the emails that I get. I have sometimes friends, acquaintances that say, hey, this new patch is on the market. It's all over the news, and I have to say that some of the companies have been really, really good at using regular mainstream media marketing methods to sell their patch. Oftentimes it's not necessarily a direct sales. Sometimes it is. Oftentimes it's like the parent company and then they just sell, and sometimes they have affiliates, which is a little different from direct sales, the whole structure and commissions and things like that. So say you're a LifeWave customer, or say you're a LifeWave distributor, and then you get these emails and you're like, well, okay, so this company claims that they have a patch that does this, and this other company claims this. How do I respond to that? How do I answer that question? So my tip for you today is twofold. Number one is I'll show you in a moment how I go about discerning whether or not I should spend any more time in investigating a particular product or a particular company. And number two, I think that the tip here at the end of the day, what I want you to understand is that this is not a competition, okay? And this is not, necessarily, comparing apples to apples, oranges to oranges. So one of the things that LifeWave distributors can end up becoming, and I don't want you to to feel this way, is they become competitive, and they get into that space and energy of, well, mine's better than yours, and that kind of stuff, right? So you don't want to put that energy out there, because even if you're selling the product, it is very unattractive. It's very unattractive to be in that space of competition and resisting and comparing and that kind of stuff in terms of that energy. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't compare. I'm just saying that the way you communicate it to that other person. So say you have a prospective customer or distributor and you've presented the LifeWave products or the opportunity to them, and they go, well, hey, I'm looking into this other opportunity. What you don't want to do is go, well, you shouldn't. Oh, don't do that. Oh, you shouldn't do that, or it's not as good as ours, or that, because that's annoying, and it makes you feel, it makes you sound desperate. We're not desperate, okay? So the thing is, if you want a team member to be on your team, you want that team member to resonate with you, right? So what if they go and look at another product or research that they're doing their due diligence, right? It's totally okay. So what you want to do is let go of that resistance, and you want to let go of that attachment to that person to come into your company. They may not be a right fit for you or your team. This day and age, for me, I'm pretty picky, about who comes into my team. It's not to say that people don't just show up, but they do. But, I want people that are in it for wellness, not just about making tons of money. I really want them to care about helping other people, which is why that LifeWave is sold as a network marketer direct sales. Because if it's on the shelf, you got no help. How do I use this? I don't know how to use this. Let me read the instructions. It's not that easy. It's not like a cream where it's so obvious. I'll put it on your face and you're done, right? There's a little bit more instruction. And so it's good to have team leaders to show people how that works. And so instead of a top down, which means like a company up here, makes a product and they sell it and they spend lots of money on advertising and stuff like that, and they make all the money. Okay, that's your typical way that people sell stuff. Direct sales is more like, okay, here's the company out here, they create this product, and now they're using a network of distributors to get the information far and wide, and these distributors help each other to get better results. And the idea is that you're spreading the positive news, if you will, among the distributor, and get this, you are spreading the wealth among all these distributors as well. So it's not just a top-down approach where the company gets all the money and nobody else gets anything, right? So I just wanted to share that aspect with you. Okay, so so what do you say when someone is saying, oh, I have found this product and it looks like it's the same thing? Okay, even if it annoys you that they say that, okay, try not to get annoyed. So let me share with you some of the things that I do. So say someone says, okay, well, I'm looking at this patch and I have not heard of it, okay, because there's a lot of new kids on the block, and a lot of them don't make it, but it's like we can be open, right? So, and as a medical doctor, I get people emailing me, oh, try this, all that kind of stuff. So it's very easy for me right now to discern because I've limited time. So one of the things that I do is I go right to the research. Because, and I'm not talking about companies that, you're trying to evaluate to see whether you want to be a distributor. Okay, there's more involved in figuring out whether that's a good company to be with. Are they, have been there for more than 5 years? Because most 95% of companies fail. Network marketing companies fail in the first year. So if they have some longevity, like Lifeway's been around for 15 years, it's usually a good sign. Although there are people that get on the ground floor, right? And if it doesn't make it, you lose all your investment, right? If it does make it, awesome. So I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about the product itself. So I'm going to show you some things. Now, and I just want to say that what I'm going to show you is not saying that the products I'm going to show you right now are bad or that they don't work, okay? I'm just going to show you how I do the research myself to quickly discern whether it's something I should put my time and energy into as a medical doctor, as something that, that I could or potentially recommend to others. Okay, so I'm going to show you my screen here. Okay, so let's take a look at this product. This product is called Signal Relief, one of the new kids on the block. So the first thing we do is take a look at the top navigation, shop, how it works, how to use Signal Relief, and testimonials. Now, what I'm looking for is a research page. So let's take a look at the testimonials. We'll take a look at here. We've got some video testimonials. Okay, nothing on research. So we then look at the footer and say, okay, is there anything researching this? Ideally, double-blind randomized control trial. That is our gold standard right now. Lifeway has done multiple of those. And I was even one of the investigators for the IceWave. Yeah, they sent us dummy patches and real patches. We didn't know, which group was in which. One was called X, one was called Y, and we would patch people according to a very strict protocol and then mark the results, and we sent it to the company, and then they had a statistician independently evaluate the results. We got a feeling of which ones were the real patches after a while, because people were getting results with one and not the other. But anyway, so randomized double-blind controlled trials, this is easy to do with a product like this. Okay, so let's just take a look at the other pages, instructional videos. Okay, again, no research there. So it's really hard, actually. Okay, now this is where it should be, how it works. Okay, so it has a nice video here. Okay, so no research. Okay, and then shop here, right? And you can see this kind of high-tech looking patch. Now, what's really interesting is that with the patches from Lifewave, the IceWave, which is the one for pain, comes in two colors. It comes in a white and a tan. Now, I personally have not had really good relief with these type of nanotech single patches, and I theorize it's because. And even with other, patches that other people have had good results with, like Aura patches, because I need the movement of energy and chi in my body. That's what my body wants for pain relief. And I know in Chinese medicine, that is how it works. You unblock the energy, the pain goes away. So the energy travels from one color to another, if you will. I'm simplifying it, but it travels, and then the infrared photography shows the change in color from hot inflammation to cool within 10 minutes time. All right, so that's really very, very simple research that's been done. Okay, so now let's look at another company. This one I have Kailo. I've seen on my Instagram feed. And so let's take a look at this one. Okay, so we'll scroll down here again. We're looking for the research, so let's go ahead. Again, like the other one's non-transdermal. Okay, you can put on your skin. Now, that's really interesting because it's so big. I wonder whether it stays on the skin. How these work. Okay, so it gives you an it's like an antenna, blah, blah, blah. What's really interesting is the holographic patches that I've tried in the past, similar to this, create a non-biological signal. The LifeWave patches create a biological signal. So the non-biological signal can work. In some people, it just doesn't work in me. I seem to do better with the biological signals. And let's take a look at if they have any. We're looking for research. Okay, so we're going to keep scrolling down. See if they have an affiliate program. Yes. Okay, so if you're an influencer, you could sell it. Okay, so no. Yep, no research at all. And in fact, they don't even have a footer. So yeah, and they do pretty good marketing. Now it'd be interesting to see whether these will stay on. It's pretty big. It's pretty big. So what happens is if I don't see any research that's on the website that I can find, I normally don't go much further, because I already know that the LifeWave patches has spent $4.2 million on research, and and has independent research around the world from various different organizations. And David Schmidt, the creator, has also over 100 patents, and he keeps building patents, however that works. But the guy's a brain. Anyway, so here's the LifeWave website. Now, if you scroll over to products, you'll see that there's a tab here that says science. Okay, so it's pretty easy to find. I mean, I suppose you could have a top navigations of science, but if you just go in each of these, now here's your reviews, right? Here's your testimonials, right? So under products, you'll go to science. So here we go to the science page. And in this case, it's organized into these categories. They had so many, they had to organize into categories. Otherwise, it's going to be way too confusing to try to figure it out. So the top category here is the LifeWave patents. Now, David has 100 patents, including LifeWave patents, but X39 just got its patent recently. So yay for David on that. Then it looked at featured research, published studies, LifeWave research, summaries of completed studies, scientific papers. And then as we go down, it's more about teaching you to understand about what's acupressure, what's acupuncture, which is often what other companies will do. They'll have research, and then they'll just show you acupressure works. This is how it works. This is how acupuncture works. This is how the human energy biofield works, right? So there's not actually research. It's like other people's research, not research of the company. So basically, for LifeWave, it's the top half of the categories. Okay, that's there. So if you go to summaries of completed research, for example, you'll just click on energy enhancer patches, and this is the one that's been around the longest. So you can take a look at the different studies. You can see if it's a report, if it's randomized controlled trial. Like for example, here is a picture of, let's see if I can get that bigger for you. Okay, the before and after using energy enhancers. You can actually see the inflammation, which is red and purple, go to a lighter color, which is green and yellow and orange. So the decrease in inflammation is very, very fast. So blue is a cooling effect. So red, purple is heat, and then it cools down to orange, yellow, green, blue. Okay, for example. So let me go back. Yeah, so these are just summaries of the studies. Of course, you can go and look at the individual studies, but if you're rushed, you can take a look at the studies here. Let's go back and let's take a look at IceWave. Here, these are the studies. So I don't know if these are in they might be in chronological order. Yeah, so here's 2006. And there's ones on horses. Some of these I'm trying to think of. That's Dr. Nazaran's. Here's one. Okay, so here's Miller double-blind placebo-controlled clinical efficacy. Okay, for knee pain. So this is double-blind placebo-controlled. Okay, so that's what you were looking for. Ideally, and not everybody has that, but ideally would be great. Yeah, so there's a lot of the $4.2 million worth of research here, and so it's just really easy for a medical doctor like me to discern whether this is worth investigating. But at the end of the day, you know, if somebody has great results with a patch that has no research in it, great, keep using it. You know, I'm not going to say don't use the patch because it doesn't have research. No, I'm talking about what time I'm going to spend even trying a product, okay, because I already have an amazing product that works, right? So, I mean, I would be busy all day if I was going to try every other product out there. But how I discern is that, hey, is there any decent research? Anything, at least two, okay? At least two studies, okay? And the two examples I showed you, 0 studies, right? Or at least it didn't obviously share what they were. But at the end of the day, if someone gets positive results from a patch, I don't care what company it is, if it works for them, great, let them use it. Okay, if you're a distributor and you're like, well, they got results from this patch and I want to show them LifeWave, but you know, and they're not open to it, who cares? Move on. Move on. Move on to somebody else, you know? Because it's like, I like to say whatever works. Okay, as long as it's not harmful, okay, it's whatever works. Now, one of the reasons that the LifeWave patches last 12 hours and not all year, you know, one patch lasts all year, is because the crystalline structure of the patches, okay, it does melt over 12 hours of time, and it is a biologically resonant frequency or set of waves and frequencies, which is very, very different from holographic, or at least in my personal experience, holographic and other types of nanotechnology frequencies. For whatever reason, for me personally, it works better for me. So whatever works, right? So don't feel like you have to compete against other people. I'm just sharing with you how I investigate these things. It's not to say that one is necessarily better quality than the other. It's really about, at the end of the day, what works for you. What works for you. If it works, keep going. If it doesn't work, move on, right? So love some comments below this video. Just let me know how this has been helpful for you. This will be archived in the YouTube playlist that's called Micro Trainings on YouTube. And you can see that at patchtrainingteam.com/microtraining. And you'll have all the little, you know, short videos I have about mostly patching protocols. And this will be loaded up on YouTube in a short period of time. So thank you so much. And I will see you next time. Bye for now.